You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2.
Hi, my name is Nyla. I went to the University of San Diego to get my bachelor's, and I went to San Diego State for my master's. Today, I am the Outreach and Retention Counselor at Cal State San Marcos for A Scholar Services.
I'm Isaac Flores, and I attended San Diego State University, and I received my degree in Urban Studies.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I graduated with my bachelor's degree in psychology with an emphasis in neuroscience at San Diego State University. And now I will be pursuing my PhD in clinical psychology at Washington University in St. Louis.
I don't think that I always knew that I wanted to go to college. It really wasn't until I started experiencing more abuse with my mom because we were homeless. She started heavily using drugs, and she would not allow me to go to school with the bruises and marks that she would leave on me.
One of the biggest challenges I had was I felt really lonely, and I felt like isolated, like I wasn't a normal kid. And I was a normal kid, I just didn't have a family. I wasn't experiencing that love that maybe other people or other individuals did from their parents. And so I felt like I was just different, and I really wasn't. I was just missing one aspect of my life, which was my parents.
My mom actually left because she was in an abusive relationship with my dad. So she went back with her parents. She was dealing with a lot of mental health issues. And then I was with my dad up until I was the age of 10. He passed away.
We became a lot more unstable. My grades obviously slipped, so I did have to take some extra time to teach myself very basic things that you do learn at such a young age. I ended up teaching myself.
So I feel like going through that up until I was like aging out, it made me realize that I had to prepare myself because I was gonna have to face life alone. I didn't have anyone that was gonna, be able to stay with.
I was a kid. I believe I was about 7 years old when I entered foster care. However, I found my forever family when I was 13 years old.
After I woke up one day after getting a black eye, I told myself that I wanted to go to college so I can make a difference for me and my sisters. I didn't know if that was possible for me or not. I think that the way that I stayed motivated was believing that college was going to really help provide stability for me and my sisters' future lives.
And I felt different my whole life. I felt like nobody wanted me, or like nobody wanted to be a part of Isaac's life, my life, and I wasn't good enough. And so when my mom just said, "This is my son," like I'd never experienced that.
Something that really stuck out to me was the idea of learning about abuse and addiction and how does trauma really affect people, but most importantly, how can we heal ourselves? Like, that was my answer. It had to be psychology.
I always wanted to go to college because I wanted to do something different. I'm the first one in my family to ever graduate from a 4-year institution. And so I wanted to break that cycle of not being educated within my family, and I did.
So I first wanted to navigate like what would be interesting for me, to pursue a college degree, university. And I took a psychology class at the local community college. And to me, it was very interesting learning about like behavior, how we think.
When I first transferred to Mesa College, I didn't do so well. I went in, I was making a lot of money with financial aid, and I was young and naive, and I didn't take things seriously, and so I dropped out. I dropped out for about a year, and then I decided, like, let's go back. I would beat myself up if I throw away this opportunity to go to school for free. And so that's when I, really buckled down and took things serious. I went back and I did my 2 years at community college and fully graduated with a 3.2 GPA. and then I transferred to San Diego State University.
You know, socializing, I didn't have that work-life balance anymore because I was struggling with, you know, planning for the future and feeling anxious that I wasn't going to be doing enough to actually get into a graduate program. I didn't feel like giving up when I was an undergrad because I knew I was really close. So I kept pushing forward.
My stepdad decided to take my sisters to Arizona. He was already unstable and very toxic, not treating my sisters well. That was when I fell into deep depression due to the fact that nobody communicated with me that my sisters were going to be leaving. So I ended up actually failing a couple of classes and I was ready to drop out.
I had an imposter syndrome for about like a full semester. I didn't feel like I was good enough to be there because I came from a community college. And so when I was there, I was living in the dorms. And so I didn't know how to like handle it kind of like for a good semester. I really questioned myself. I heard about Just in Time through my social worker and he let me know about it. He said this was a great program to be part of. And I was hesitant to join, but once I did, I was like, you know, welcomed in right away and I kind of showed who I was as an individual.
I heard from Just in Time when I came to San Diego State University. So at that time, I remember I was looking for a driver's license. I needed a driver's license really bad. And they told me Just in Time can help you with that.
It was like no questions. Just in Time was there to support with all the supplies that I needed and more. And I just think that it was so wonderful to see how there were so many people who wanted to come and support Just in Time foster youth participants in their journey to be successful in college.
Someone at Just in Time told me that I should join College Bound. And I told him I was not interested because I was interested in going to events so I could meet people, but I wasn't interested in actually being part of the service. From there, I was starting to sign up for every other service as well because I really saw the impact Just in Time was making.
You know, highlighters and pens, that's so much, but that's when Just in Time was like, no, we got you. And so it was just so, it was a wonderful experience because I not only was able to get school supplies, but I also was able to get detergent and other things that I needed in the dorms. It took a lot of stress off of me, and I'm so grateful because it was not easy doing my master's journey, especially taking care of my younger sister. So it just meant a lot, you know, not being shunned away, so.
Just in Time is a place where I can just go on a random day to the office or go to any event and know that I will be able to talk to someone and connect with someone new or see really good friends. And now I'm applying for the Master Your Dreams scholarship. And I think it's gonna be able to help me so much in getting a new computer and getting my first textbooks for college. That's gonna be very exciting.
Being around people like Just in Time who were able to kind of bring parts of me out that really showed me the true characteristics of myself and the true personality and really got me out of my shell.
When I was young, I didn't have financial security. You know, being in foster care and moving around from placement to placement, it's kind of like you're on survival mode. Now as an individual and as an adult now myself, I do feel financially secure. I'm okay, and I've learned a lot of things along the way, especially throughout my time at Just in Time. And I'm glad that I started learning about these investments when I was 18 years old because it's been setting me up. And
I did not think I was gonna go get my master's. I thought that that was going to be light years away from me. I didn't feel like I was qualified enough, mostly because I was getting a lot of C's in the first couple of years of undergrad.
It never really hit me that I did college. It just was something that I needed to do, like everything else in my life. I need to do this, I need to do that. And so I couldn't help it but to think that I did it, and I started crying and I couldn't help it. One thing that I experienced in college was the loss of my grandma. And this was my biological grandma, and she never went to school. I don't think she had anything more than like an 8th grade education. And so I wanted her so badly to see me graduate, but I was a little bit late before she passed. And so as I was walking to check in, I was thinking to myself, like, Grandma would be proud. And I felt like she was with me in that moment. And I just couldn't help but the tears go down. And there was like a ball of energy inside my chest the whole day. And so after that, I was with my graduating class, and I walked the stage as a young man dancing, giving him a good time.
It was so surreal entering and seeing all the graduates getting lined up and walking across the stage. It felt like a weight lifted off that I finally was able to get my bachelor's.
Like, you can easily take one step at a time, and life is going to open the doors for you.
For any college-bound students who are currently in community college and thinking about transferring, I promise you, community college is more difficult than a 4-year university. Once you transfer, it's a lot easier. You just gotta trust the process and get through community college. That's the hard part.
I'm really living a life I didn't think I would be living. I'm living a life where I'm independent now. I have my degree, and I could really seek my own opportunities now.
No matter how many times someone can hurt me, no matter how many placements I go, what nobody can do or take away from me was my education.
You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.